in the episode Return of the Golden Child, Roy and Moss go into a website to find out when they're going to die, and just for 5 seconds it flashes up on Moss's screen, howlonghaveyougot.com.
It's Thursday! Thursday's the third!
Although, not till late afternoon, so that gives you most of the day.
The second that flashed up on the screen, the website spike went frumph like that. We had 2,500 people in the first 30 seconds that URL was shown on screen when the first episode was transmitted. So we had thousands of people going to that website and thinking it was just the website that Roy and Moss used. You could go in there and answer a whole load of silly questions, and at the end it'll tell you when you're going to die. Except unless you read the terms and conditions of the website, in which case it unlocked the competition. And the terms and conditions of the website said, if you want to enter the competition, you can win a Lamborghini laptop like Moss used in the show. And that then unlocked a final set of questions for which there appeared to be no apparent answers anywhere on the internet. They were all on either in the DVD or actually hidden in the show itself.
I'd like to tempt you to take part in an experiment which we'll be carrying out over the next few weeks.
On one particular episode, when you turn on the Geek subtitles, first of all you get a clip from this 1980s TV programme all about computers, showing you how to build a thing to suction cup onto the screen.
Now, we're all used to sending software by making little electrons run up and down a wire, but in our experiment it's the turn of the photons.
You can then download programs from your television set in 1984.
Had a little light-sensitive diode that you build, and so the suction cup would stick it on the TV.
Absolutely.
And there's an encoded video signal in that, which you can then translate as a computer program.
We did that on, I think it was the last episode, and actually burned it into the video there.
You there! Oh! Blind wizard man! I have come from a faraway place to seek a great sorcerer.
Having decoded the thing in the bottom right-hand corner, that then just gave you an image pointing up into the top right-hand corner of the screen that said, look up there. And if you viewed it on a PC or a Mac, as opposed to a telly, you would see the little strip of really fast data going da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And if you decoded that, you got the second half of Jen holding her Easter egg. On the Series 2 DVD, we hid a bunch of Easter eggs, which included a photograph of Moss standing in the doorway there, holding an actual Easter egg, a photo of Jen in Douglas's office, also holding an Easter egg, and there's also a picture of Roy at his desk, also holding a real Easter egg, but that was hidden within an 8-bit BBC Micro program. Then there's a full-on text adventure set in the set of the IT Crowd, which Tim wrote.
In the days before, wonderful computer graphics, people used to play text adventures, and there's a number of systems for playing text adventures, and you just give a little data file, and you've got like a big engine that knows how to play text adventures, and you give it the specific data file to say, you're in this room, what happens when you do this. So I thought we could do like a small text adventure based on the set here, and have the player just kind of trying to get from room to room, trying to interact with Roy and Moss.
Trying to get out of the lift.
Trying to get out of the lift, yeah. By solving the game, you got one of the answers to the... it was one of your questions on the website, wasn't it?
Absolutely, the competition thing. So, as well as having to decode all this, you also had to play Tim's mind-bogglingly difficult text adventure, find the thing in the cupboard, and that was the question, which was what was hidden in the cupboard. And, I mean, you can just say we had a little bit more time for Series 2 than we did for Series 1. And it's one of these things when you let geeks loose on anything, it just spirals, not out of control.
Never give them too much time.
No,
ever.
Exactly. So we had a finishing date, and sadly, when the first finishing date came, we didn't have one correct entry. And by
So we did make it too hard.
We did make it too hard. And this was the thing that was driving me around the twist, because there was this guy in Germany who'd basically cracked almost the whole thing and posted it on his blog and then said at the bottom, except of course because I'm in Germany, I'm not eligible to enter the competition. And I go, it's right there. You can actually Google the answers. So there were these two websites set up by teams of people going, I found all this stuff in here. What does it mean? Going, Google it. It's all here in Germany for you. And oh, God, we didn't want to give it away. We wanted the fact that it was all out there. And Graham kept dropping clues on his blog, and people were still missing all these clues. And eventually the competition entry date, closing date, came and went. There were nobody had answered the thing at all. So Graham came clean and put it on his blog and said, right, we hid a competition in the DVD. I chimed in and said, absolutely everything you need to answer the questions. If you're looking at Graham's blog entry here, all the answers are here. And we extended it by 2 months. And right up to the last line, answers started coming in. Obviously, people had clocked the answers on the German website because the same set of answers were coming in. There was one. The BBC Micro programme had a function at the end. If you ran that function and put in one of the questions, it gave you the answer. But every time you went to the website, you got a different question. So when the German guy basically got his two numbers, he put them in and published the answer. Everybody else got different numbers, and so their answers were wrong. But we could see that everyone had gone to this website and were beginning to get kind of on the trail. And then just towards the end, we were going, oh God, somebody's got to get it. Then bing, we got the complete set of answers through. And somebody actually won the laptop and solved all the problems. And I'm not going to give away all the answers. I've given you all the clues of where to find them because chances are somebody might actually want to have a go and see if they can find them out themselves. But to everybody who took part, I'm really, really glad you enjoyed it. And oh my God, it was a phenomenal amount of work. So fingers crossed we're doing something slightly different this year. So basically everybody entering the competition has to do even more hard work, but hopefully this time we have to do slightly less. But it also means we've got to think of something different for the subtitles. Since we haven't actually finished recording the shows yet, we don't know what the subtitles are. We have an idea, and if it's funny and you like them, and it's slightly different from anything that's been on DVD before, I hope you enjoyed them. And if there aren't any geek subtitles at all, it's because everything went horribly wrong. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the competition if you're going to play it now.